I'm the CTO and co-founder of Bitwala. I'm from the UK. Bitwala is a German company, and we offer financial products and services for those who are using crypto. Okay, so the dream is to have the frictionless transfer of value between assets. This would mean that anyone can invest in anything. You can invest in a new Chinese company that opened yesterday. You can move money between Ethereum, Bitcoin, oil, avocado futures instantly with no trouble at all. So this is still an issue. It's still a hassle to sign up to an exchange, do the KYC before you can start trading. You can't just invest in any company in the world. You need to wait for it to be publicly listed. And even if you're a VC in Silicon Valley, it's still difficult to invest in a startup in Ghana, for example. Okay, so how are we going to solve this problem? Well, the first step is to tokenize everything. And this is kind of happening, right? We see multiple ICOs a day. We're tokenizing real estate, art, shares, pretty much everything. So little by little, this is happening. Next step, liquidity. So you can have these tokens, but we don't get to trade them unless there's liquidity in the market. So that means that every token should have a price, and it should be possible to buy and sell it. And there's one project called Bancor, which is promising to do that. Will they succeed? No one really knows right now, but some people are trying to solve this problem. So back in 2013, we looked at the market and we said, okay, there's people who have Bitcoin, some people who have a lot of Bitcoin, and they want to buy things. But they can't. They want to go to Amazon and they want to buy a new TV, but they can't do it yet. So we invented All for BTC. Very, very simple service. All you do is go in, paste the link from Amazon, calculate the amount in euros, pay the amount in Bitcoin, and then you can order what you want. And it's still running today. Then we thought, wouldn't it be great if people could not only buy TVs with Amazon, but could also pay their bills, pay their rent, pay their phone bill, pay anything that you need to pay with a bank transfer, but using Bitcoin. And so we invented Bitwala. And the original use case was just that. People had Bitcoin, they wanted to pay their rent, they couldn't, so they used our service. And this was great. We started getting more and more customers and transferring more and more money, and then we came up against a blocker. KYC. So KYC is know your customer. And it's an obligation on companies who are moving money to ascertain the identity of your customer, and this is a legal requirement. So in Bitwala, you can trade only up to 200 euros if we don't know anything about you. And if you do a web ID, which is kind of like a Skype call where you hold up your passport and move your hand in front of it, then you can transfer up to 50,000, and if you're a business, it's unlimited. So we've established that you can move money around if the government is happy that the company that's moving the money for you knows who you are. So if the KYC is done. So currently, we've established that if you want to move money and you have KYC, then the government is happy and you can move money around. Has anyone ever taken a photo like this before? No one? Oh, okay, good. So if you sign up for a crypto exchange, then you need to prove who you are, and this is the way that you do it. The reason I don't look very happy is because you need to simultaneously have your face, have your passport, which is blanked out, have the name of the exchange, and have the date, all while having good lighting conditions. And it's pretty awkward to take a selfie while you're doing all of these things at the same time. And this is the best that we have in 2017. So one of the problems of digital identity is repetition. So these are 3 startups in Berlin, and if I wanted to sign up for all 3 of them, I would have to do the same process every single day. So this is the web ID process, where you do a Skype call, you hold out your passport, and you say, hi, I am Ben Jones, blah, blah, blah. This is bad because, first of all, it's a nuisance. Each time it takes 20 minutes. It's bad for your privacy because you're sharing all these details with third parties, and it's bad for the security of your identity because any one of these companies can be hacked, and then your information has been duplicated across 3 different servers. So what we will see in the future is a proprietary identity system where you manage your own identity, and it's been verified by the government in some way. And then when you want to sign up for a third party, you don't need to give them all of this. You just have to sign something with this identity that's been verified by the government saying that this is okay. So no more duplicating the data, just a single identity that you own, which is accepted by the government as a form of saying that yes, Ben Jones can sign up for this account. Okay, so if we're going to have the frictionless transfer of assets, we need to digitalize our identity. And there's one company who's doing this, or there's 20 companies who are doing this. We don't know which one is going to win, but one of the most prominent ones is called Civic, and they're promising to do just that, an identity that you manage that will be accepted in different forms by the government. So if we have a digital identity combined with compliance, so one that the government accepts, then we can do electronic signing. And this would be really cool. So this would allow us to register the name of our newly born child. This would allow us to open a company. This would allow us to pay our taxes digitally, online, and even programmatically. So I could do all of this stuff via API, and it would be legally binding because the government accepts that this identity is me. We already have this in Estonia. So Estonia is extremely far ahead with regards to electronic identity, and you can already open a company and pay your taxes without leaving your home. And it's cold there, so that's good. But people are really, really bad at managing passwords. Maybe not the people in this room, but our parents, for example. My parents only have one password for all of their things. And so if we allow people to do these legally binding things, like opening companies, paying taxes, then it's a massive concern that there's going to be, that they might get hacked. And then people are doing things in their name which they shouldn't be able to do. So yeah, just a suggestion, but maybe we tag everyone. This is a picture of me getting an NFC chip injected into my hand. Maybe in the future we all have chips in our hand. Okay, so the solution to the frictionless transfer of value between assets is first of all to get liquid tokens. So everything is tokenized and everything is tradable. And the second step is having an e-identity solution. So a digital identity that's validated by the government. And then this would allow us to move our money between pretty much everything in the world. And this would mean that markets are open for everyone, and that they're more secure and they're more stable. Unfortunately, there's a few blockers. So I don't know about the Ukrainian government, but the UK government doesn't allow you to do things like that online yet. They don't accept forms of digital identity as legally binding forms. And so in the future, what we might see is a marketplace for government. So I mentioned already that Estonia is extremely progressive with regards to digital identity and the things that you can do online. You can already open a company, pay your taxes, fantastic. And you can become an e-resident for only 100 euros. So even if you've never been to Estonia, you can still become an e-resident and start to do these things. Has anyone heard of Liberland? Cool. So Liberland is a country in between the Czech Republic and Serbia. Sorry, Croatia and Serbia. And they've basically just found an island that wasn't claimed by anyone. And they said, hey, this is Liberland, it belongs to us now. And they're going to be a country a little bit like Hong Kong or Singapore, a small country that doesn't have any natural resources. And so what do? You become a service economy. And you start saying, hey, we're going to make it really, really good to start a business here. This wouldn't have been possible 50 years ago, but now most of our businesses are online and 100% digital, and that means that it's much easier for me as a UK citizen living in Germany to have a choice of where I open my company, and I could say, okay, I'm going to go for Estonia because I can do these things, or I'm going to go for Liberland because they're crazy and you pay zero tax. And so the disadvantage of Liberland is that they're not accepted as a country by anyone really yet, and so you could register a business there, but companies aren't going to do business with you because they won't really believe that it's a serious business, and they don't have any legal repercussions if they want to sue you, for example, because it's Liberland. So we've talked about a marketplace for government, and we've seen the problems that governments give, but what about no government? So if everything is tokenized, I no longer need fiat money, and therefore I could just say, hey, I'm not going to abide by the rules of any government. I'm going to live as an outlaw. Screw you guys. I don't think this would work for most of us. So if, for example, we created an ICO and we used that to fund a project and we were living just off the project, that'd be nice, but we wouldn't be able to travel anymore, because eventually the government in which we're domiciled would say, hey, you've got to start paying taxes, etc. We're going to take your passport away. The same as opening a business. Right now, the real world, quote unquote, is so big that it's pretty much impossible to live outside of it. So a little bit about what we're doing. We're solving the problem of friction between fiat and crypto. So Bitwala will be the world's first blockchain bank, and it will be a fully licensed and insured German bank account. And that means that you can trade between Bitcoin and fiat instantly. So currently you have to send your money to an exchange, you have to wait for the money to arrive, you get credited, you trade into the Bitcoin, and then it's finally done. But with us, because your money is already with the bank account that we have ourselves as well, the transfer can be instant and trustless, like mostly trustless. And yeah, right now we will just do support Bitcoin, but in the future we'll be supporting all kinds of assets. So we want you to be able to trade shares, futures, stocks, equity, absolutely everything on the Bitwala platform.